Okay, so this is a little tootly thing. What we discovered is that the dollar store sells really cheap lenses. What's the focal length? I don't know. It doesn't say what the focal length is of this. So around COVID, we started sending astronomy students home with little lenses to experiment with and to do a bunch of exercises and to build telescopes and stuff like that. Because these nice cheap lenses will sit on their side like that, and they're cheap enough that you can send them home with the students. But this is also when we would use these in the labs to do lab experiments pre-COVID. They were also a little bit tricky to use. I think we had to jury rig some stuff with lab equipment. But what I've got here is a little 3D printed stand I've made. And the basics to this stand are that there is an arrow showing the kind of the center line, the line along which the optical axis goes. It is a stand so that it lifts up the lenses to the optical axis that I've chosen. It's that high. And then, so they're all lifted to the same optical axis, and then a little arrow here to show where the center of the lens is. And so we can use these. Essentially, our lenses sit comfortably nice down in there. You can use these lenses to see all sorts of, to let the students do experiments, but also reduce the complexity of the experiments so that it's not quite so complicated for them to set up and to see what we want them to see. So here I've got an example demonstration set up for you. So you can use these for talking about focal length and stuff. I've got a 45 centimeter focal length lens here, and then a 15 centimeter focal length lens here. And you see I've set them up so that they are pretty much 60 centimeters apart, and that will set it up in a traditional telescope orientation. The light is going to come down in here, focus down to the focal point around here, and then re-expand, and then go back to being parallel. And so now you can get the students to look through it and see if you can align the direction of the let's see, can you see anything? Anyway, this should produce a 3 times magnification, which is fun.